What's up, guys and gals? My name is Splattercat. We are here at the Nerd Castle beating up on the Dutch today. That's what it's going to be. So, unfortunately, with the way that international politics have worked out, fighting the Dutch is going to be our best option, and this little guy's going to go straight into the wind, isn't he? Damn. Well, that's that. Well, we're not starting this out on a very good foot, are we? That went horribly for us. We also have kind of a nasty wind right now. So what we want to do is, if you take a look at international politics at the moment, we're married to a French woman, and so the Dutch are at war with the French and the Spanish. That pretty much works out great for us because it means after we get done raiding and pillaging and all that fun stuff, we can actually go home without being a criminal, and we can retire with our wife in French territory and everything will be cool. Now, unfortunately, the thing that I've run into here is that I've had really, really bad winds, like all the way back here. Just really, really terrible winds, and even when they were going in a favorable direction, it just, you had, I don't know, like something about this game, it'll say that you have 17 knots of wind, and yet you'll be going slower than ever, even though you're going with the wind. I don't know, I don't try to rationalize it anymore. Let's go ahead and hire on a couple people. Ooh, a skeleton key. Help me escape from captivity. Sure, why not, we'll take it. I'm not gonna fight with that guy because I don't care. And let's go find some Dutch people to steal their stuff. You there, Dutchman. Let me have your stuff. He's like, no, it's mine. I put it in my especially round ship for a reason. It's all bulbous. The Dutch ship designs. There is a mod you can get for this game that actually makes all the ships look more photorealistic. Like, it updates all the graphics and makes all the textures look really, really good. I didn't think about installing it, though, before I started the playthrough. The game isn't like that heavily moddable from what I understand, but it is moddable. It's somewhere like in between. It's not, for example, like Age of Pirates, as an example, is a game that has just been modded to hell and back just to force it to work because people like the game. And in fact, you would wonder, modders have done so much work on that game that you figure it would have been almost easier for them to do a game like on their own than it would be to continue modding that game. But there were... Okay, so we just need to like beat up anybody right now, including this smuggler. Although all he really has to do is turn and take the wind right now, and we won't be able to catch him. That's pretty much like 100% of all he has to do. And so what I'm going to do is we're going to hit him with some chain shot or something. Oh, I missed that one horribly. That was downright embarrassing. But we ran him down, he surrendered, so that works out in our favor. I don't like raiding around this area just because there's all these little like island keys out here. It becomes painful. Like, I really sincerely dislike raiding in the northeastern keys. It just in the northeastern Maine. It just becomes kind of a pain in the ass. So for example, right now it says you have like 17 knots of wind and you should be able to catch it with the caravels, but I don't know. I haven't looked up like what ship are we flying right now? A large frigate. Let's look it up in the Pirate-opedia. I probably should have done this up front, but large frigate running broad reach, running before the wind. So yeah, broad reach is going to be, it's good at diagonals and it's good at running with the wind, but everything else is terrible with it. That's to be expected, I guess. That does feel like the way that this ship has worked since we got it. And so this is the problem right here with trying to like rep up with the Spanish. It just becomes sort of tedious and difficult because you just sit around all of these places right here waiting for them to spit out like a random ship that you can go nom 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 and eat up real fast. If the Dutch were at war with anybody else, well, the Spanish are at war with everybody. We could piss off the British, too. We could just basically fight with everybody except for the French. Let's try that. I'm going to go into the English port, though, first. I'm going to fix my sails up because we feel like we're sailing sort of slowly right now. Come on. I may grab myself a smaller ship for the remainder of the playthrough. I don't know. Something to make our lives a bit easier. Repair our ship. We'll sell off... Ooh, fine grain powder. Yes. Yes, there we go. And so we've got that. We'll repair you as well. Let's go to the merchant because we have luxuries that we can get rid of. We're looking like when we divide the loot, it's going to be great for us. I probably shouldn't buy any food just because we're going to be beating up on people this entire time anyways, so we should be able to make off with more than enough victuals to keep our tummies full and keep them from rumbling. There's an English smuggler over here. He's in a brigantine. Yeah, let's run him. Let's take out everybody we can right now. I thought I ducked that one, but I had trouble seeing. He has a lot of crew, but I think we should be okay. Okay, so he's using a longsword. This might be the first British ship that we fought the entire game. I don't remember seeing a whole lot of redcoats during this playthrough. We've beat up just about everybody. I think it's probably the British's turn at this point. Let's go ahead and fight some redcoats. keep that ship, and I think actually, based on how many ships we've just sold, it may be worthwhile to swing back up to San Juan and see if we can collect ourselves a promotion. So let's swing up to San Juan. I'm going to try and sneak through here. I don't know if it's going to work. Honestly, we might get stuck in between these two little sandbars, which it happens every now and again. But I'm going to try. Oh, nice. We didn't run aground. Awesome. As though it feels. I don't think you can run on much of anything else. I guess frozen water, you could run on ice. But ground seems to be what I spend most of my time running on. Just as a runner, I would point out that the surfaces and types of surfaces you can run on are fairly limited. I mean, most of them count as ground. We're still not a count? Dear God. I have captured so many ships, like the Spanish are really just kind of breaking my balls right now. Sure, I'll take the fancy man hat, why not? We'll collect everything along the way. Sell some luxuries, and then we'll buy all of their food out so that I don't have to worry about... I don't think we're going to run out, but we'll go up to 6 months. That's always my safety zone. Alright. So now that we've done that, let's go ahead and weave our way around all of this mess. And then go straight into the wind. There we go. And so now we're back on task to, I mean, that's probably, we've taken about, if I was keeping count, I'd say 9 or 10 ships, and we still haven't been ranked up. This is not good for us. We need to figure something out, because this is not doing it. I mean, I suppose we could take over a port, but I'd rather save that for, where's the wind at right now? I was going to say, I can't guarantee that I can run him down with the wind where it is. We ate a cannonball right there, but that shouldn't matter. Doing infrequent repairs here. There we go. Fill him up with shot, and then we'll go to board. Oh, good. He decided just to surrender. That works out exactly the way I wanted it to. So we'll keep the brigantine. Let's go ahead back into the wind here. If we could pick up any pirates, we might as well do that as well to collect the bounty on those. But I think the main people that I'm going to focus on are going to be the British and the Dutch from here on out. So there's a West Indiaman. Yeah, let's go ahead and fight with him because we can. He's going to try and turn into the wind, but he's not going to make it. We're going to be able to outrun him pretty easily. I prefer to get a shot of grape shot off, though, first. And I fired that one a little bit too early. I was premature on that one. So, embarrassing, but I suppose it happens. He didn't surrender, unfortunately, which I was hoping that he would. But we can't always get what we want. Ooh, that guy, I don't even know. He wasn't carrying that much. Not going to help us out very much. Got an English smuggler right there. It might be worth... Our sails are a little beaten up. How are we doing right now? We don't have any bounties on us. Well, either way, I'm probably going to divide the plunder at the end of this episode. I just wanted to see what I could get done before we finish the whole thing off. I've never seen anybody do like a perfect playthrough on YouTube before, and so I really wanted to do one, but at this point I feel like the gameplay is sort of becoming tedious to where I'm running out of things to talk about, things to do, and so forth. We're just kind of waiting on very, very specific things to happen. We'll try and get them as they come around the key right here real fast. I just got to repair my ship. And then we'll sell the British ships back to them. Actually, let's sell those first. Those are worth the most. Right? The goods aren't worth very much, but I just want them out of my hold so I can sell a few more ships. There we go. I sold one too many. Oh, they were going to St. Eustatius. Never mind. Well, my goal was to capture them as they came around, but unfortunately I wasn't able to. What we need to do is we need to capture something big. Otherwise... There we go. Let's go ahead and we'll take this guy out. The Lord Hawkins. See, now that's how you name a ship right there. That's how you name a ship. And as far as I know, these little ships right here, these little sloops of war, they will almost never strike their colors and surrender. I don't think I've ever seen one do it anyways. Yeah, I was going to say, they almost always will just like fight to the last man to try and defend. This guy's got a rapier, but he's slow, so I'm not sure what happened here. Off the ship he goes, doesn't really matter. Take his ship and keep it as a souvenir. And then we'll take this merchant man in just a moment after we whittle him down slightly. So we got a healthy haul of gold, some goods right there. That works out. I'm not quite ready to swing back in and see if the Spanish have forgiven me yet. I think we should be careful and probably wipe out at least 2 to 3 more ships before we go any further. Upgrade the merchantman, upgrade that. There we go. Sell you. Oh, no, we got cargo. Hold on. Sell those off right here to make a little bit more money. Sell them their own goods back to them. Which is kind of a funny prospect. There we go. And then we will consult with the shipwright. We'll sell off that ship right there for another 675 gold. Oh, a Dutch raider. Let's go ahead and take out that raider because that tends to be worth quite a bit. Anything that affects the overworld campaign, like if it's an invasion force or if it's a raider or anything like that, tends to be worth a little bit more reputation because the AI recognizes that that was something that was about to damage its position on the map. Things to be aware of. Give him a good volley right there, even though I don't think it's gonna... Oh, it did. Cool. This thing is battered, though. This thing is super messed up. And then we'll take out these right here. Oh, really? It's got a frigate for an escort. It's a hell of a ship. Oh, the merchantman's gonna try and run for it while we fight with this guy. Okay, not a bad plan. Sacrifice himself. I think I can get this guy overboard pretty quickly, though. There we go, he's overboard, and now we've got to decide how we're going to run this guy down. If we even can. Our sails are a little bit messed up. So it's going to depend. Yeah, our sails are too messed up. We're not going to be able to run him. Let's go ahead and reef the sails, and what we'll do is we'll go the opposite direction to allow him out of the way. And then finally we'll go into port. We'll repair... There's a couple of Indiamans right there that might be worth taking out. Sell some of these. Oh, we got a bunch of food, so we'll sell that, I guess. I was gonna say, what are we full up on right now? We just got rid of all of our goods, but nope, food. Go ahead and get rid of that, and then we'll swing back to San Juan and see what promotion we can get. Like, I would guarantee at this point, we've got to have a promotion waiting for us. There's no way. There we go, and so all of our guns have been given away. What a sad day it is indeed. Take this Indiaman on the way by. Although that one has 16 guns, so he's a little bit tougher than what I'm normally used to. What I'll do is I'll try and take the wind right here. We'll give him a nice little shot right there. That second one, that should be enough. A modest pile of gold, 330. Not much, but maybe after we get done with the rest of this, it'll be okay. Let's swing on out to San Juan again, and we'll see if we can maybe get ourselves a promotion, because we've been working really hard down in here. I mean, I've been really trying to make amends with the Spanish. Honestly, I'm in the boat with them where I probably wouldn't forgive me either, because frankly, I've been beating them up now for like 100 years, and so I'm pretty much the terror of the sea to these guys, but I'd like to make amends and at least get up to a higher rank with them before we go any further. We've got a really good score right now. Not the best score I've ever seen, but it's enough, I guess. And so back into San Juan we go. I do wish that there was international trading in between the factions when they weren't at war with one another. That would also make the trade routes a little bit easier to raid. I think they only trade in between themselves, though, as it stands right now. Someday you might be promoted to count. Yeah, I think it's not going to work. I've got a feeling that we've just taken so many ships at this point that I think we may have used our... Typically what you want to do to get over humps like this is you want to capture notorious pirates and things. We aren't in that cloud, by the way. I know somebody in the comments will be like, why didn't you sail out of that cloud or reef your sails? We're not in it. That's why. We're not in the cloud, so I'm not worried about it. I don't think this is actually going to work out for us, so I think we might actually just be sabotaging our own relations with other factions to make this work. So I think what I might do is we might just give up on the Spanish, and we might just go settle the score, retire, and see where we end up. I may split the loot just to see where that puts our score at for our wealth, and then not retire, and then retire shortly thereafter if it puts the score somewhere where I like it. I mean, we're dividing 500,000 gold. and I think I get 35% of it with the difficulty that we're on. We get 50% if we were playing on the highest difficulty, which is the next one up. But we are not, so what are you going to do? Go back over here. We'll go to St. Kitts, I guess, is where we'll put into port at. See, like right now it says we have 15 knots, and yet I don't feel like we're moving very fast, but when there's only like 7 knots, we seem like we move a lot faster. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading this improperly. I'm not sure. Alright, so let's consult with the shipwright. We're going to divide the plunder, I think. I think we're just about at the end of this playthrough. I'm going to be super honest. I'm having a lot of trouble coming up with anything to talk about or anything to show off. We've captured cities. We've done stuff. Conquering the entire map. Somebody had recommended conquering the entire map as a task that we could undertake, but that would just be really, really tedious considering the way the game plays out. So let's go ahead and get rid of some of this stuff. And then what I'd like to do is we'll divide the plunder. And so there it is. The money will be divided, and then we're going to go back to Petit Goa, and then we'll retire with our wife. And let's see how we're doing on the score front. So we got 7 points right there from that one division. Our personal status, we're at 22 out of 24 for wealth. That's about as good as we're going to get, I think. I mean, we could push for the 24. We got pretty close to a perfect score right now. We're short by about 5 points. But honestly, I think this playthrough has been a lot of fun. So I think in closing, before we retire, I do want to take the time out to, honestly, Sid Meier's Pirates is one of my favorite games that I've ever played in the entire history of gaming. I love Sid Meier's Pirates, and so I'm glad that I got to share the game with all of you. It does please me that I was able to bring this out and just be, look upon this game and how much fun it is, because it is a fun game. It's a really, really good game. Where we're going to go next after this, I'm not really sure. There's a lot of games that I'd like to play. I've got Red Faction Guerrilla that I've always wanted to finish, and I've always wanted to play, and that is another one of those games that I really, really like, that I felt like it was overlooked by a lot of the gaming media. There's a ton of games out there. I may do a Dead Rising 2 playthrough, but I need to brush up my memory on that one. I think that I've got every achievement except for one in it, so I played the game a lot back when it first came out. The only achievement I'm missing is the one to kill like 70,000 zombies or whatever. It takes like 6 hours of driving in circles with the Humvee. It's the only one that I haven't done because it's tedious, but I'm pretty close to having 100%ed it, and I do remember a lot of the crafting recipes and things, so I might do that after I do a quick playthrough to remind myself where all of the events are. But yeah, Sid Meier's Pirates, you should check the game out. If you've enjoyed this playthrough, definitely give it a try for yourself. You'll be surprised how much fun it is. It looks cartoony and it looks childish, but it is a really, really good game. We're going to retire now, and let's see how we did. Okay, and so you retire at the age of 41 in poor health. You take up residence in the city of Petit Goa with the profession of governor. You're joined by your wife, the beautiful daughter of the governor of Petit Goa. Your title of English Duke makes you an influential citizen. Your accumulated wealth of 163,000 gold pieces and 12,000 acres of land provide you with an extravagant lifestyle and a mansion near the town center. Vanquishing the evil Marquis de la Montalban remains the highlight of your career. Happily, you are able to rescue all of your missing family members. Joyous family gatherings highlight your remaining years. Your bold exploits make you the first most notorious pirate on the entire Spanish Main. The legend of your dazzling victories and incredible adventures grow with each passing year. And so there it is. We got the maximum rank that you can possibly get when you finish up the game, so that's not bad at all. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me in this playthrough. Sid Meier did a tremendous job in making this game, and so while I know he'll probably never see this playthrough, I would like to extend my thanks to the development team. I mean, it's a great, great game. It definitely defines the pirate genre. There's this game and there's Age of Pirates 2, which are the two major pirate entries into gaming, period. There's not a whole lot of other pirating games that really go into the whole privateering, sailing your own ship. I've always wished that somebody would make one. It's kind of the same thing with like X3 and like space-related games where you're trading and flying around. The games don't get made that often because they are complicated and difficult to program because you've got so many things running underneath the hood, but I will see you all later. Take care out there, everybody. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in whatever comes next. I do.